Kelly owes Gary over $80,000. She tried to expose Angela Oakley's home, and Cynthia Bailey said that they're still testing housewives. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So today we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 17, and we are talking Kelly, we are talking Angela Oakley, we're talking Cynthia, and a little bit of Shamia, you guys. The behavior that I saw today from Kelly is giving jobless behavior. I do not respect any of it, and it's really Kelly with the audacity. But before I even get into that, we first got to get into Angela Oakley's tea about Kelly owing Gary some money is facts. So I want to shout out the girls are fighting. And we got to get into this story. So it says, RHOA's Kelly Potter loses breach of contract lawsuit to Gary, ordered to pay more than $83,000. So about that Gary, Angela Oakley brought up at the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, and Angela clocked that tea. According to Fulton County court records, Gary is Gary L. Tolliver, and he is not some random name Angela pulled out during the reunion. Tolliver sued Kelly Potter Farrell over money he says that he loaned her for her restaurant business. And Neil, Kelly has lost the lawsuit. The court's corrected final verdict and judgment is dated August 10th, 2026. According to the judgment, the case was on the court's bench trial calendar on August 7th, 2026. The document specifically says only Tolliver appeared. That's because Kelly and Shamia are too busy booking podcasts. You know what I'm saying? She's too busy online all the time and booking podcasts to attend court. So then it says he testified about the contract and the amount he said he was owed. Kelly did not appear for the bench trial. The court then ruled in Tolliver's favor on the contract claim. Kelly was ordered to pay $63,000 and $85,000 in principal. Oh no. $20,614 in pre-judgment interest plus court costs and post-judgment interest. That puts the judgment at $83,699. Before court costs and post-judgment interest, so that could be close to $100K. Absolutely not. So who exactly is Gary? The court filings say Tolliver was an investor who loaned Kelly money for the opening and operation of Nana's Chicken and Waffles in Sandy Springs. In his amended complaint, Tolliver said he loaned Kelly $35,000 on or about July 14th, 2024, followed by another $40,000 on or about October 15th, 2024. He claimed the money was supposed to be used to open and operate the restaurant, and that Kelly agreed to repay a total of $100,000, including interest, by November of 2024. Tolliver said Kelly eventually repaid $36,915 and leaving $63,000 unpaid. There's also a loan agreement in the court filings dated July 9th, 2024, identifying Kelly as the borrower and Gary as the lender. That agreement lists a $75,000 loan amount and an additional $25,000 in interest. Tolliver's lawsuit included claims for breach of contract, fraud, unjust enrichment, and damages. No. Kelly, I'm going to need you to get your affairs in order, get your finances in order. Stop worrying about some Mr. Jarvis that conveniently has a social media account when the reunion airs. It's giving you're trying to secure a storyline for next season, even though you previously said on the show that none of the ladies were ever going to see this man because you were scared that they were going to end up with him. No. And to keep it a buck, I don't even believe that's really Jarvis, because that's not the same man that you gave us the details on and the 411 on. But that happened, so everybody was basically like, Angela Oakley is vindicated. And I feel like the root of Shamia and Kelly's issue is that they're not liked. That is the root of their issue. They can't take the fact that out of the newbies, that Angela Oakley is the fan fave. They also cannot take the fact, no matter how much they try to take down Portia, she continues to level up. I saw Michelle Obama and Megan Thee Stallion. They had an interview today, and they were upset that Portia was eliminated early from the Traitors' Roll. So not the forever first lady being a Portia stan. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, that should tell you everything that you need to know. So moving along, Kelly was not happy that she got exposed once again, that her lies keep getting exposed. So she decided to go nuclear today on Angela Oakley. So now we're going to get into this. Kelly took to the Twitters and said, Angela Dion Reed. No, not her full government name. This is the $2 million house we are speaking of, baby. This is your marital home, not in a quote-unquote investment property that was in foreclosure and up for auction, correct? See, I've been very open and honest about my entire life, the good and the bad and the ugly. I never pretended my life was perfect, and I've never needed it to be. But you just told us on Carlos King that you were the standard. So before we discuss finances, which is weird, with your lifetime ban from FINRA and all, my home or my real life struggles, make sure we are bringing everything to the forefront. Kelly, what am I supposed to do with this information? What am I supposed to do with this information? The whole point Angela was trying to make is that she has a home and you do not. And I looked up this house because, unfortunately, by posting pictures of this home, that also gives anybody the license to Google image this photo. And immediately the address, the information, nearby school districts, all of the things are right there and available. And then people can take it a step further and look up that address and see whose names are there and potentially find phone numbers, email addresses, and so on and so forth. And I believe some people have taken liberty to do that. But from what I saw of the house, whether it's on Zillow or Redfin or wherever the case may be, it doesn't say that the house is in foreclosure. It doesn't even say that the house is on the market. So what is your argument here? Is your argument that Angela and Charles Oakley purchased this house when it was in foreclosure, or are you trying to make an argument that the home was previously in foreclosure? But either way, as of now, there's not a foreclosure. It's not showing up. And it would show up on Zillow, on any of those house websites. So what did you think you were doing with that read? And this is my issue with both Shamia and Kelly. And Andy Cohen, Bravo, NBC Universal, y'all got to step in. Because Shamia just went on an interview yesterday and basically said that she's not going to stop what she's going to do. And she doesn't plan on playing nice. She's going to continue to play dirty. She's not going to play, quote unquote, the housewife game, which is basically everything against the advice Andy Cohen tried to give you last season. So if you're going to continue to go down the rabbit hole of all of whatever alleged tea that you think you want to spill about Portia's mom and your mom, get off the show. But unfortunately, you're not going to, have the self-respect to actually bow out gracefully and save yourself. Unfortunately, Bravo, NBC Universal is going to have to give y'all pink slips. Because, Kelly, this is low down. Because you can have people who are fans of you, Kelly, that will go down if they already don't live in the area. Do drive-bys by Angela Oakley's house. Stalk to see where her family, where her kids go to school at, the minor children go to school at. Like you were setting a whole situation up for Angela Oakley, and then if people get a hold of her phone number, people can call and make threats. You know what I'm saying? Like this was unnecessary. This is broke behavior, Kelly. This was unnecessary. It was not the flex that you thought it was, because currently the house is not in foreclosure. And currently that means Angela Oakley and her family have a home to reside in. You do not. That was the point. That was the point. That it was more important to you to have fake teeth than it was to have a real house. Let's get into it. Fake teeth was more important to you than a real house to have for your kids and your family and so on. Like, what are we doing? You and Shamia are going way too low and way too dirty. But speaking of, Cynthia Bailey is alleging that they're still testing for housewives, that all, Andy Cohen said that, we love the cast, and they do that every season. They're still testing potential housewives. So there still might be some minor shakeups. So I would not be getting too comfortable, Shamia and Kelly, if I were you. And we're going to play the clip right now. Shout out to No Chaser TV.
Start filming?
I think they're starting back up in September, I think.
Okay.
I think there's not like a solid date yet.
Yeah.
Everyone's still going through their contract
stuff.
and all that stuff. And I think, like, I know Andy was like, this is a show, but I think they were still kind of looking at a couple of the people.
Yeah.
I don't know. They always do that no matter how much they love the cast. It may be just someone else that can be introduced in.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's how we find casts. It's like if somebody comes into something, maybe somebody else may come in as a friend as well. Or, some of the OGs may pop in. I don't know.
I have a question. Because I met someone, I was at an event the other night, and she had said, I was really close to getting Beverly Hills. It was the year that Bose got it.
Okay.
Because she did some testing.
Okay.
I never did that. Is that more normal?
Yes, it usually is for the most part.
No, they just hired me.
And they were like, here's your diamond. And
then I walked on and I was like, what am I doing? This is really,
I think it's different.
But I also had COVID. So maybe COVID was the reason.
No. Because Teresa was telling me the same about New Jersey. Like, I think it's different for different franchises. I think for Atlanta definitely does, for the most part, go through a different casting process.
Okay.
So I don't know why.
But you test it before you start. It's not like the
I
first
feel like
couple.
Okay, so when I came on, I'll just speak to my own experience.
Yeah.
So when I came on, they were like, okay, the network really likes you guys, blah, blah, blah. We're just going to start filming. But they didn't just give us a contract and say, hey, you're going to be one of the new housewives.
Yeah.
And you guys start filming on this day. It wasn't like that. It was just kind of like, well, let's see, we have you, we have Phaedra Parks, we were really looking just for one housewife, maybe a friend, we'll just start filming and we'll just see, like, whoever has a stronger story will be the housewife, the other person can be the friend. Like, it was just really kind of vague. But
they said that to you. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, like, I didn't know. And then when it was announced, I was like, oh, so I'm going to be a housewife. Yeah, because
so you filmed the entire season not knowing.
Girl, I filmed my wedding. I filmed so much stuff first season. It actually would be crazy for me not to have been a housewife, but I didn't know. That's my first season. I didn't know. And it was only season 3 of Atlanta. So we were still figuring all that stuff out back then. We didn't know.
You're just like filming. And then at the end, they're like, oh.
Yeah, it made me like midway through. They were like, okay, they're going to make you a housewife. But I didn't go in. They didn't say, hey, here's your contract. You are now a peach holder for the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
So how did you do your financial contract? You filmed all of this.
Well, honey, it wasn't much to sort out.
Okay.
So as you see, according to Cynthia, who I believe is currently in Australia doing some promo for a Bravo affiliate with other housewives from other franchises, has confirmed on her podcast that Andy Cohen, the cast and crew for Real Housewives of Atlanta, are still testing other housewives, that the cast is not finalized, that they still are testing people, and there are some people who are still negotiating their contracts and so on and so forth. So Kelly and Shamia, y'all going down the wrong road. Y'all way ain't working. If Cynthia's confirmed that they're still, testing other housewives, that they're still testing other housewives, and the cast is not, the group that we saw at that reunion may not be the final group. And Phaedra already put out there that we'll talk about in another video. Let's get away from the bankruptcies and the broke people. Let's get into the Real Housewives success of it all. So that is it, you guys, for this video. I need y'all to do me the biggest favor and do the biggest one, and that is to hype the video. Hype the video, please. Hype the video like you never hyped a video before in your life. There's that. That is it. That is all. It's Total Says Me Now. It's Benito. Is he in the road? Is he on the line for this video? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.